Very nervous today going into this video. Today we are starting this show. I don't know what the plan is for this show, but currently this is replacing Violet Evergarden in my schedule. But I don't know what I'm doing with this show. So really all I can say right now is we're going to start this show and we're going to see how much I like it. This is Bungo Stray Dogs. So this show has been on my list of things to watch for years and years, probably like for as long as almost any other show has been on my list. Like it was really early in my getting into anime phase that I fully like saw that this show was a thing and was like, oh, that looks kind of interesting, I guess I'll chuck it on my list. And then, you know, every once in a while I just hear little things about it that make me interested in it, but like never anything about like what it actually is, but just like little things like, oh, you'd like these characters, or that it's done by Bones, or that, you know, these things that aren't really related to the show at all. So I don't know what this show is like at all. I basically have no idea. I think it's like it has powers, I think. And I'm kind of hoping it does, because I like shows with powers in them. So I think it's got powers of some sort. But other than that, I don't think I know anything. And so I think that that's part of the reason that I'm nervous about it, because I've had it recommended to me a decent amount. Now there are 5 seasons of this. If there was just one season of this, I would just go, we're just gonna watch this show, like, you know, even if it's bad or whatever, we're just gonna watch it and it'll be great. But like with this show, like I've heard good things about it, so I'm confident that it'll probably be a good show. But it's like sometimes there are good shows that I still like, but I don't feel a driving force to continue the show. Like that was the case with something like Vinland Saga, right? I think Vinland Saga, I watched season 1 of Vinland Saga. It was an excellently done show, but I felt no driving force to continue. I wasn't really attached to the show strongly. I enjoyed the episodes that I watched, but I didn't feel like continuing to watch it, you know? And so like that happens sometimes. And I this show could be that, or this show could be something I fall in love with, or anything in between. I don't know. So anyway, we are going to be checking it out today, and I'm going to be recording 2 episodes today, but if you're watching on YouTube, you'll only be getting 1 episode this week. Excuse me. And then, but if you're watching on Patreon, I'll be posting 2 episodes on the first day, and then 1 episode a week after that, to basically have, you know, early access. So that means if you're watching this on YouTube, the next episode is on my Patreon account right now, if you are interested in this series. Yeah, I can't have any predictions on this show, because I don't know, like even the title Bungo Stray Dogs tells me nothing, because I don't think it's about dogs. I don't think that would surprise me. So I don't know. Like, I'm imagining Stray Dogs is like in the same way that, you know, you call a group of people stray dogs when they're just like kind of outcasts. Like that's what I'm guessing is what it's gonna be like. You know, it's just referring to the main characters as stray dogs. I don't know what bungo means. And I don't even know if it's bungo or probably bungo, because bungo would be how you would say it in Japanese. But also, like, I don't know if this is gonna be like a Japanese. I think the thing is, sometimes I get Bungo Stray Dogs or Bungo Stray Dogs, or however you pronounce it, mixed up with several other shows like Black Lagoon and Bakano. For some reason, all of these shows in my head are shows that I've never seen, have heard referenced. I think Bakano is the main one I get it confused with, and like seemed in the posters and visuals and stuff that I'd seen of it to have a similar visual style for some reason, like whether it be setting or the costuming or something about it, but I don't know what it was. But what I try to do with shows like this, if I'm interested in a show, I actually try to not look at anything about it until I'm interested in it. If there's a show that I'm really not interested in, sometimes I'll read about it. Sometimes I'll see what people think of episodes. Sometimes I'll look at what characters look like if I'm not interested in watching the show, or at least I'm only mildly interested in it. But if I'm like genuinely interested, I try to stay as completely blind as possible about it. And that's what I've done with Bungo Stray Dogs. I've never looked up any of the characters. I've never seen a clip from the show. I've never seen anything. I've heard it has a great dub cast, so we are going to be watching it in English dub. That is non-negotiable. So don't try to convince me in the comments, as people often do, especially early in these shows when I choose to do dub. On this channel, I do a variety of both sub and dub. If you're a sub watcher, there's plenty of shows that I react to only in sub. And if you're a dub watcher, there's plenty of shows that I react to only in dub. So you have, you all get your own little things. And if you're like me and you watch both subs and dubs, you're fucking feasting, dude. This channel is a smorgasbord of variety. So yeah, we're gonna be watching the dub because I remember the cast of the dub, like seeing the names of the cast of the dub and them being really good, but I don't remember who's in it. Anything else? It's Bones, I think. I think Studio Bones does this show, which I love Studio Bones. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I'm kind of stalling for time because I'm nervous. So I think we're just going to jump into this. Make sure to support the video if you can. Again, my Patreon account is going to have early access for this show, so you can get the next week's episode of this in both full length and hopefully edited. I'm trying to make sure to keep the edited, keep that up with the full length as well. So hopefully next week's edited version of Bungo Stray Dogs is also up there. Also I've started Naruto reactions recently, so please check out my Naruto reactions because I think they are very good, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and we're pretty early in the series as well, so this is a great time to jump aboard. All right, let's jump into this. This is Bungo Stray Dogs episode 1. I haven't seen the Funimation intro in a while.
Leftover chicken.
I've already eaten dinner, so I'm not gonna be hungry.
Water. Sneak into the kitchen to make it the orphanage.
The orphanage. The orphanage.
Due to unfortunate circumstances, I'm gonna die from starvation.
Oh my god, there's so much stuff there. I need to make sure
After
I've got
being thrown
regular
out of the
subtitles on.
orphanage, that's how I've arrived at my current predicament.
Damn.
The world would be a better place if you just die in a ditch somewhere.
What the fuck?
Shut up. Shut up! I'm gonna rush the first person who comes along and then steal everything they've got.
Damn. Look at it. He's got cool eyes. I really like his eyes. Well, that...
Maybe someone going a little slower.
Yeah, someone walking,
Okay,
maybe.
The next person.
Okay. You're really getting fucked over here.
You're mine, man!
Oh, you're gonna save someone instead, huh?
What I had in mind.
Oh my god.
Let that one pass, thanks. Fine!
Aw, you got a heart of gold. Can't help but save someone in need. In the end, I saved a life. Oh.
I made it. What's that? Did this guy just say damn? Tell me, you don't remember? Yes, I saved your life.
Yeah.
Wait.
You don't get it? I was trying to kill myself.
God damn, man.
Sure, and I think everything was going just
He looks like a
swimmingly.
Ketchy from Persona 5.
He's scolding me for saving him?
It's not all
Man,
your
you
fault.
really need these
My goal
subtitles,
is
huh?
to commit a without burdening anyone.
What the
Yet I
fuck?
did trouble you, so really the fault lies with me. Are you by chance hungry?
Sounds like it.
In several days.
Oh, neither have
How
I.
odd. I'm also hungry.
You went
But I'm afraid the river has taken my wallet.
just my luck.
Do you have savings in a bank or something?
Troublesome block. And just who caused all this work, you suicidal maniac? I've had enough schedule with your shenanigans.
I just
that-
had a great idea. He's a colleague of mine from work. Let's have him treat you to a
Patrick
meal.
Sates.
I'm listening to me.
So tell me, what would you like to eat?
Sushi?
Well, if it's not too much
It's part of his
trouble,
name.
There's no need to hold back.
Ramen.
I'd really love some tea on rice.
Okay. Tea on rice.
Very well, let's have Kunikita treat you to 30 large bowls of it.
Don't you get all generous with my money, Dazai.
You're Dazai?
Yep,
Does
that's my name.
All right. I still don't know what the show is yet, but
It's a pleasure. I'm Osamu Dazai.
Osamu Dazai. I mean, so far it's funny, and I like the main character's design.
You're unreliable and you're a fool, Dazai, and then jumps into it in the middle of a job. Now we're late.
You really tried to kill himself before?
Quiet.
Yeah, you should be worried about that.
Expenses, and now he's got questions.
What are you talking about?
Fine, it involves the military.
Okay.
How are you two communicating with each other?
Yeah, I don't understand Atsushi's words.
I strongly suggest you show a little gratitude after you ate this on my dime.
I've had nothing to eat and nowhere to sleep since.
Yeah, you feel bad
I'm
now?
starved to death.
Now that you hear his sob story?
An orphan?
You said that your current job involves the military. What kind of work do you do?
We're private investigators.
Oh.
Investigators.
You're like detectives?
But our office has uniquely gifted investigators.
Ooh.
We're the Armed Detective Agency.
Armed
Heard of
Detective
the Armed
Agency.
Detective Agency, specializing in cases that can't be entrusted to the police or the military.
Okay.
Battled the natural and supernatural worlds. But there
Ooh.
was even more. Elite agency possess
Powers?
supernatural powers.
Yeah.
Two superhumans?
Does his have to do with this book?
Check out that support beam up there.
What?
Don't even think about hanging yourself in this key.
God, I'm
Jesus!
thinking of the hanging health technique.
What are you talking about? What? This effective technique is the hanging.
I'm messing with you.
Are these two weirdos actually with the Armed Detective Agency?
I like the character animation on him being angry.
So about the job you said you're both working on.
What?
Sorry, I really shouldn't have.
Actually, since you mentioned it, today's job doesn't require any secrecy.
Oh, good.
It's for the government. We're looking for a tiger.
A tiger? Just a regular tiger?
Yes, it's ransacked warehouses, eaten farm animals, and caused general chaos.
Great.
The authority kinds of scary reports about it.
Is it like a shapeshifter that turns into a
What's
tiger?
wrong, Atsushi?
I'll be leaving now.
What?
Goodbye.
What do you know?
No. Do you know something you're not sharing
Yeah.
with us? Oh, tell us what you know about the tiger.
It's after me. It almost killed me.
Oh.
If it's been please, I'm begging you, just let me go.
I mean, you might want to stay near them. They can protect you. Oh, shit.
Look, kid. You'll either pay for the food with your arm or tell us everything.
Nikita, whenever you ask questions, it
Nikita?
quickly deteriorates into an interrogation.
That tiger kept attacking my orphanage. It ruined our vegetable garden. It
Jeez.
decimated our chicken coop and emptied out our food warehouse. I got kicked out so they'd have one less mouth to feed.
God damn.
I have a home because of that tiger. I didn't do anything.
We don't need worthless leeches like you.
What?
You're not welcome here, and you'll never find a place where you do belong.
You're an orphanage. What do you expect?
Rot in hell.
Well, that's a tragic tale.
It shows up wherever I go.
Oh.
Like it's tracking me.
Okay,
hunting me
use him as
down so it
bait.
can pounce and tear me to shreds.
Oh, is that a tiger? It looks more like a panther.
It's a tiger!
But I guess it's just covered in shadow.
I've caught glimpses of it many times since then. My instinct tells me it's come to the city hunting me.
What if it's your
When was the
power?
last...
And then, it was sighted again in Tsudami, only 4 days ago.
Okay, lines up.
You being the man-eater's target presents an excellent opportunity. Would you please help us find the tiger?
Yeah.
Forget it! No way!
You're their bait.
Nikita,
I know what you're thinking. You're planning to use me as bait. There's no way
there's a reward, you know.
Oh, you do need money and
what now?
food and such.
You are not gonna tempt me with a little money. But just so that I'm totally clear
How much
about
money
my
is it?
decision, how big is the reward for this case?
He's just gonna show him. It's an absurd amount, whatever it is.
But what are you reading?
A good book.
I'm surprised
should
you can read when
Ask
it's this
about
dark.
what his
I
power
have excellent
is.
nighttime vision. Besides, I've read it before.
Complete
I know
guide to
everything that happens
suicide.
in this book. When it shows up, it'll be no match for me.
Okay,
It may not
I
look
believe
tough.
you.
I don't even know where I'll sleep tonight or how I'll get through tomorrow.
Get out, you good for nothing.
You guys have to
no matter
house
how
this
long
kid.
it says.
Well then, I think it'll be soon.
You're not very good at comforting him.
It's me too.
It's probably the tiger, Tazai.
Tigers don't suddenly appear out of nowhere.
But what if this one does?
Just because
It's
their
gotta be his
finances
power
went
or
south,
something.
why banishing 1 or 2 mouths to feed would hardly put a dent in their deficit.
Yeah.
It'd make bring half of the kids to a different orphanage. The tiger also appeared in the city 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
According to reports, the tiger was also sighted there 4
Are
days
you like
ago.
a were-tiger? What is it?
Remember what Kunikita said? The agency is comprised of individuals with supernatural powers.
Oh my god.
Though not a well-known fact, possess supernatural abilities in this world.
Jeez.
Some people use their abilities to achieve great success, while others fall into
He's a
ruin,
were-tiger.
unable to control their powers.
Jeez. I thought like he could summon a tiger. I
Guessing
didn't
that
think
the
he was the
orphanage staff
tiger.
knew. You see, you also have supernatural powers. And the moonlight form into a wild beast.
Okay.
You could
Nice.
tear a man's heart from his chest.
I want to see Dazai's power.
Think of it. This isn't a bad way to meet my doom. Eaten by a tiger.
But you'd be causing him
In
trouble.
all your strength. My ability is no longer human.
No longer human. What a cool name for an ability. What does it do?
Allows me to reverse anyone else's power.
Oh,
It works through a simple touch.
awesome. Sick. He's like Aizawa, but he has to touch them. Cool.
If you're flirting, I'm not interested. My, what a lovely and concise note.
You left out one vital detail. To you, I brought in agents who weren't even on call. First
Ooh.
round's on you.
We're gonna meet them. Okay, someone in high heels.
Please
Possibly a
don't tell
woman.
me there are no casualties.
Yes.
Talk about boring.
Thou shalt not die.
You've gotten better cases, Dazai.
Ultra
But
deduction.
my logical skills will solve the big ones.
What is he like Sherlock?
He's not dead. What are we gonna do with him when he wakes
Be
up?
not defeated by
He
the
didn't know he
rain.
could do this, did he?
Now what, Dazai? He's been designated a
Double
security
points.
threat.
I've already made my decision.
I gotta write down all those names in a
Called
second.
me a good I don't even know where I'll sleep tonight or how I'll get
You gotta
through
take him
tomorrow.
in and constantly
No one would
reverse
mind
his
if I
power.
died in a ditch somewhere, or just maybe I would be better off getting eaten by a tiger.
We're going to make him one of us.
Cool.
Seriously.
Oh!
There, my little weird tiger friend.
Batsushi.
You're one of us now.
Starts now.
Fucking music there.
You remember anything from when you were transformed?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he doesn't even know what happened.
Look at that. Your right hand didn't change back.
My right hand?
He's gonna look down and see a paw. Oh my god. Beast beneath the moonlight.
Batsushi of the Armed Detective Agency.
Okay.
I'm what?
Oh, is this gonna be the opening? I imagine so. I haven't seen this, right? I don't think so. He also kind of looks like Light from Death Note. Like a fusion of Akechi from Persona 5 and Light. Cool. I'm always keeping my eye out for women designs, and we've gotten a few, but not very many. Seems like majority male. Trash candy. I'm trying not to look too hard at the visuals yet. Don't want to learn about too many of these characters or the fights that are going to happen. Nice. Oh, there's still some more.
It's been a long time since I've slept on a futon.
Oh, is this a...
I feel reborn.
Hey kid, hightail.
Okay, no, this is a preview, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's a preview. Okay. Okay, that was the first episode of Bungo Stray Dogs. I feel like I took a decent amount of the episode just obviously like wrapping my head around what the feel of the show was. But I wrote down all the names. So we have Nakajima Atsushi, whose power is Beast Beneath the Moonlight. Yosano Akiko, is Thou Shalt Not Die. Edogawa Rampo is Ultra Deduction. Miyazawa Kenji is Be Not Defeated by the Rain. Kunihida Doppo is Doppo Poet, and what does that say? What is his name? Yeah, Dazai. Yeah, okay, no. Dazai Osamu is No Longer Human. For my first impressions is that I love the power naming scheme. Like, instead of just being like, instead of like No Longer Human, you know, that like in My Hero Academia, that's called Erasure, right? It's like a very simple, you know, it's still a cool name, but it's a simple name, you know. You could also call it like reversal or negation, stuff like that. But this is this is called No Longer Human, which is a crazy name. But yeah, Beast Beneath the Moonlight, Thou Shalt Not Die. So like, I mean, we gotta do some guesses on what these characters can do in a second. But my first impressions of it seems like a cool show. I like you know, we don't know much about the setting yet, but the small amount we found out about the setting seems cool. And I think the standout to the show so far, other than the power names, is the character dynamics. I think that has worked really nicely already. You know, these characters are instantly, to me, like, quite likable. I felt like they did a good job at immediately establishing Doppo and Dazai's, or Kunikida and Dazai's relationship with one another, where, you know, we kind of instantly got a vibe for like, okay, this is how things normally go with these two, and we got to see their personalities quite nicely. So like right away I enjoyed that. I liked some of the animation on like Kunikida getting angry, and like there was some good character animation throughout the episode. So so overall it's a pretty good first impression, but we definitely I need to see what the day-to-day of the show is, you know. Okay, so it's a detective agency, so I'm guessing it's gonna be like we're gonna be solving mysteries, and there's gonna be I imagine like mostly solving mysteries, little bit of action sprinkled in here or there. And I'm guessing, my initial guess just from the vibe that we've gotten so far, is that we are going to start with several singular mysteries, and then there's going to be some like overarching mysteries that are a bit bigger, and maybe they're going to be tied in across multiple seasons. I don't know, because like this show has 5 seasons so far. 5 seasons is a lot of seasons. Like if it was just like, you know, a detective anime and each episode's a new detective thing, like would it really last 5 seasons like that? I mean, I say that and you're gonna be like, well, Detective Conan like lasts thousands of episodes or whatever. That's not really what I'm talking about. I guess because Detective Conan exists, like you would think that this isn't just a detective thing. Like I feel like you would want more of an overarching story for that period of time. But I don't know. I know nothing about the show so far. And this show is like one of those things where it's like kind of under the radar while also being kind of popular, you know? I feel like if you are in the anime sphere and you've watched a lot of anime, you've probably at least heard of this show before. But if you are not at all in the anime sphere, if you like don't watch a lot of anime, you've probably never heard of this show before. You didn't know it existed. Whereas like, you know, I would say even if you've never watched anime, you would know probably what Attack on Titan is, or have heard of Attack on Titan before. You may have heard of My Hero Academia, maybe. You probably have heard of Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and Bleach, you know. So yeah, like this show I feel like is, I wouldn't say it's like an underground show. It's not like a super obscure show. Like what's one of the more obscure shows that I can name off the top of my head? Like Super Cub. You know, it's not something that like a whole lot of people would be like, what the fuck is that? You know? But it is one that I feel like, you know, you might say the name to a lot of people and people would be like, oh yeah, I've heard that's good. You know? So anyway, I want to speculate on some of these character powers, because if I have one thing that I'm like kind of sad about from this first episode, like that's kind of unfortunate, and this is just a personal thing, and if you've watched my videos before, you might already know this about me, especially if you've watched my One Piece videos and several other things. This is the one thing that I'm sad about, is that like the one power that I'm not interested in so far is the main character's power, is Atsushi's power, because because I've said before, my least favorite type of power in power shows is when they turn into a beast. I've said it with, you know, I've said it with a lot of different characters before. I always call it like the Incredible Hulk power, because like the Hulk is a good example of like, I don't like the Hulk's power generally. I like Bruce Banner. I don't really like the Hulk. But I do really like Bruce Banner at times, you know, especially like Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner. I really like him. But the Hulk I'm not super interested in, because I don't really like, you know, turning into a monster, losing the personality, and, you know, gaining beastly attributes. Like I'm a very human-based guy. I get really attached to characters and to dialogue, and I feel like with those powers you often strip that away from the character. So it's basically taking away all of the things that I like about the character and giving me things that I don't care about. Just that tends to be my experience with it. Now we will see if this show like still hurdles it, because I never go like, oh, I don't like that sort of power, so therefore I don't care. You know, like I try not to like just file it into I don't care or I'm not gonna like this. I'm just giving like pre-warning, and also, you know, setting expectations. Part of this this channel, I have to tell you what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, so that you know going into it like what my expectations are, so that if I don't react, like if I react in a certain way, hopefully you know why I'm reacting in that way, you know. But there's definitely been people in different shows and movies over the years who have had powers like this that I have still found enjoyable, or I've still really liked. And I'm sure I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's examples of like, oh, that happened and it's something that I absolutely love, but I can't think of it right now. So that, like, the sad thing right away is that I probably don't like Atsushi's power, but I like Atsushi. I just currently don't like his power, but we'll see. No Longer Human, we saw what it does. It's very cool. I like No Longer Human. So, Akiko has Thou Shalt Not Die. Also, when she showed up, she was like, please don't tell me there are no dead bodies or whatever. This is boring. Something along those lines, right? And so, now that could just be, like, just a normal joke of just, like, you know, just showing off her personality and saying, you know, she is kind of twisted, so she likes when people die. But also it could be she is bored because she wasn't able to employ her power. It's called Thou Shalt Not Die. Is it possible she brings people back to life? Like, that feels like that would be crazy to have like that power and introduce it in episode 1. But like, that's what it feels like to me. Thou Shalt Not Die. Like, is it possible that that, you know, someone dies and she can just bring them back to life? But maybe it's like Revivify in D&D, where it's like you have to do it within a minute or whatever, or you miss your opportunity. Or is it like she can heal people, you know, like, so she can't bring people back from the dead, but she's just like Recovery Girl in My Hero Academia or whatever, you know, she can just do basic healing on people. I don't know. Next is Ultra Deduction, which my first thought was like Sherlock Holmes. And I say that, I'm not just saying like, oh, he's very smart, but I'm saying like, in terms of when you watch Sherlock Holmes stories, if you watch like the show or whatever, like Sherlock, the BBC Sherlock is what I'm thinking of. But like, you know, this is also with the Guy Ritchie Sherlock movies, with the old Sherlock stories, lots of stuff. I've said before, I feel like you have to think about Sherlock Holmes as a superpower holder. You have to think of him like, don't think of it as like he's making logical deductions. Think of it as he has a superpower, and that superpower makes large leaps of deduction. It's things that you cannot do, right? Like there's moments like in the BBC Sherlock, it'll show him looking at someone, and then it'll have all these pop-ups of all these things he thinks about them. And so he's like figured out, oh, there's a crease on his hand here, so like he tightens his fist, and he tightens his fist because he has anger issues and whatever, and you can see a tan line around where the wedding ring is, so obviously he's going through a divorce, and the divorce is caused by the anger issues. And there's like a little bit of dog fur on the like collar of his pants or whatever. on the cuffs of his pants. But the dog fur like stops at a certain point, which means like the dog you know, only greets him at the door, but he instantly abuses the dog, and so the dog doesn't jump up to his leg. So maybe the abuse of the dog is the reason for the, like, the anger issues cause the abuse of the dog, which is the reason for the divorce. Like, he makes all of these things, and then he figures out like something absurd about the person that is like, there's no way you could do that. But that's like, you know, I don't think you should take in Sherlock Holmes stories for realism. And I don't even think you should take them in as murder mysteries. You just take them in as like a superhero story. Because I like Sherlock Holmes stories, and in murder mystery stuff, it pretty much never bothers me when it's like, oh, the audience can't figure it out. It's just like the answer comes out of nowhere. That never bothers me, because I'm watching a piece of fiction. It's fine if they figure it out and I don't. Because sometimes if I figure it out and they don't, that's frustrating, you know? So anyway, I've always thought of that as a superpower of Sherlock Holmes's. I wonder if that's what ultra deduction is. If he has that superpower where he will just make the most absurd leaps of logic, but he's absolutely right about it, you know? Next up is Kenji has Be Not Defeated by the Rain. I think this one's the one I'm most stumped on. Be Not Defeated by the Rain. Like my first thought was like water powers, but then like that full thing is like Be Not Defeated by the Rain. So like, is he the opposite of rain? Is he like fire powers, and because he gets defeated by the rain because it puts him out? Or is he like a hairdryer? Because that, like, you know, if you're about to be defeated by the rain, as in you're very wet, a hairdryer will like blow that water off you. So like, is that, I don't know. I like with him I have no idea. I got absolutely no idea. And then Doppo has Doppo Poet. I don't know if Doppo is already a word or not. I'm not gonna look it up just yet. But poet, so he has a book. He's always writing stuff in his book. I wonder if it's gonna be like the is it in Hunter x Hunter? There's a guy who writes haikus, and if he like writes the haiku, like the better he writes the haiku and whatever, he can make certain things happen. So maybe it's something like that. You know, he writes poems, and the poems you know, pertain to reality. But that feels like a crazy power if that is the case. And so for that to be like one of the main characters would be wild. But yeah. Anyway, already interested, already like the characters and their dynamics with one another. And we'll have to see how much I like the story as it continues. So that was Bungo Stray Dogs, episode 1. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.